Hello and welcome to Eidolon PLAYTEST Season 4 VGM and EDM. This time it's VGM, that's the one we're doing.
That's right.
It's me, I'm here. It's Luke. I'm GMing the whole time this time. None of you can have my fucking job anymore.
You're so protective of it now. You're like,
I'm more protective of it than Jordan is, frankly.
And yet it was your idea to give it up.
Man, ain't that just the way?
We can never do that again. I'm sorry.
No, God, no.
We can never do that again. That was insane.
It was.
I love that we push the format and we push
Right.
the medium forward. Never doing that again.
I stand by the decision to have done it. I will never do it again.
Yes.
Can't wait for 1 year from now when you're like, hey, you know what we should do?
No, I've got to come up with some other obnoxious thing to torture you people with a year from now.
That's the thing, is Luke needs to find new ways to ruin the podcast.
I'm telling you, we do a live performance somewhere.
No.
I will
It's
never be
canon,
present
but
for
we
that.
don't record it, and they need to be there to get the lore.
I'm not into that.
Okay, so we do an ARG.
I was gonna say, no, it's gonna be
a
we're
full
sitting down
Yoko
to
Taro and
record.
release a gotcha that has pivotal lore in it, and its servers are only going to be live for a
See,
year.
now that we can do.
Yeah, I'm counting us down to clap, and then on the clap, I kick in Lexi's door, and I'm there in person during the recording session.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I've been on my phone the whole time.
Oh,
I once
no.
finished a campaign like that. I had my players get to my apartment. The characters get to my apartment, and when they opened the door, I opened my door of the room I was in.
Did they
Didn't
know
go
you were in
great,
that room,
but-
or was it a real, reveal?
Well, it was like a reveal. If they weren't there, don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, we've got other campaigns to talk about today, such as Eidolon VGM, the first half of our cyberpunk season.
So,
Who's excited to be a punk in cyberspace?
so speaking of weird format shit, considering sort of the conceit we're going with, shouldn't the name of the season be EDM versus VGM?
You could throw a versus in there if you want. I didn't, just because I'm trying to maintain the naming convention. You know, the important Eidolon PLAYTEST branding that we've
course,
built
of
up over
course,
5
yes.
years.
I just want to
confused.
get some Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger action in there. It's
Sure,
extremely important to me that we do not just use a V. The S is important.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, if we're going to do it, yes, I agree with you.
Okay, but what if, on the other hand, this breaks down into like a Supreme Court case between the two parties?
That's
Absolutely
a whole
not.
different. That's not the podcast, though. Okay, that's a whole different situation.
They probably
The
have
United-
the Supreme Court in Cyberpunk.
Number one-
Not in this setting, based on what you've told us, Luke. I mean, actually, maybe there's like 5 Supreme Courts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's probably at least one Supreme Court somewhere.
It's just that it's like popes back in the Middle Ages. Everybody
right,
acknowledges
exactly.
a different Supreme Court.
Right,
The anti-Supreme
The case
Court.
will spend years just in deliberation as different jurisdictions fight over who gets to preside over it.
Yeah.
We'll be tried simultaneously in 3 different independent regions.
Damn, that shit sucks.
But yes, we are setting this season in the year 2222. It takes place in Luna 1, the first city on the moon. Just think of like a cool cyberpunk city under a big geodesic dome on the moon. That's kind of the vibe we're going for.
I feel like it would be
You,
more accurate to the themes if there were some X's in that date.
We
no,
move
'cause
the X
I-
around randomly. Sometimes it's
Yeah, sometimes it's
XT222,
2X,
sometimes it's
22,
2220X.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's obvious what year it is if you just look at more than one version of it, but we just always put an X in there somewhere.
Well, part of the idea here, right, is that like this is in the future, but it's not like crazy far in the future, right? No one alive today would be alive for this, but like their grandkids might be, you know?
I intend to be. Can't speak for the rest
In
of you.
2222?
Yeah.
In 20, yeah, hell yeah.
Okay,
Now,
well, good
Luke,
luck with that.
I don't know if my grandkids are going to be alive 200 years from now. I think you might need to check the math on that one.
They might be old. You don't know.
My parents aren't having kids at 80. Like,
You don't know.
no, I'm pretty sure.
All right, how about we all stop getting on my ass for every little thing?
We have to
I'm
be
not
nice
Jordan
to
anymore.
I thought you just said you don't want to give up being the GM.
I'm not Jordan anymore. You have to be nice to me.
You have to be nice to Luke. It's true.
We
Okay,
were
anyway.
never nice to you. Let's be real.
We were nicer.
I was nice.
I was not. Anyway. Luke, please continue.
Yeah, so the basic idea is that, enough time has passed that we have sort of futuristic technology to say, I don't know, build a city on the moon. But on account of various problems and circumstances, that technology is definitely not evenly distributed around the world. I mean, that's true today, right? But it's only going to get more extreme. You have areas of the world that are like full-on Blade Runner cyberpunk cities. You have other areas that have like decayed into basically Mad Max. Sometimes these areas are within like 50 miles of one another. You also have areas that like don't really look that different from 2024. Just like maybe they have a few more technological bumps up, but in a lot of ways, even maintaining the level of civilization that we have today has been an achievement in its own right, and it's not an achievement that has been successful everywhere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can be in a town that's like Star Trek futuristic, and then like 2 towns over is a town that's Star Wars futuristic.
right.
Where
That's
all the
moisture
technology
farming.
is technically advanced by our standards, but so fucking old and barely functional, and their lives are worse than ours.
Right. Or even like, and hey, it's cyberpunk, so a lot of people's lives are going to be awful, but even in a less negative light, like in the way that, there are cities around the world that are 1,000 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've been added on to and expanded, but like there's buildings that have been there longer than anyone's ever been alive,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you go most places in Europe, and you've got the parts of the city that look like modern, and parts of the city that you can tell were built in the 1200s.
Right, totally. And I think we've talked about, like, culturally, again, some stuff has turned into absolute freak shit because we've had 200 years to let that fester. Whereas, like, in other places, again, they're probably not that different from what we're like now. And Luna 1 would kind of just be a weird mix of everything combined with about 80 years or so of being sealed off from most of the Earth. It was built in, like, the 2140s, maybe 2130s. At the time, it was a very, like, shining city on a hill type thing, right? Funded by, whatever world governments we still have in the 2130s as, like, this, like, humanity's, touching the stars for the first time. It had a lot of, like, luxury resorts. Business parks sound like maybe a little derogatory, but, like, business campuses, let's say, right? Like, Google's moving to the moon, if for nothing other than the symbolism of moving to the moon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine
And
the like demographic makeup is going to be a mix of like upper middle class business minded folks and the sort of people who today say that they want to be on Elon Musk's first colony on Mars.
100%. Combined with, the kind of people that have to do the shitty grunt work to enable the lifestyles those people want, right?
Yeah, the people who get basically drug along to prop up the
right, to clean rich people's toilets, So initially, it is this very bright, beautiful, like, Tomorrowland-ass city. But 80 years is not a small amount of time, and maintaining a city on the moon is obscenely expensive.
Yeah, all the resources you need aren't there.
Right, exactly. Everything has to be shipped from the Earth, and space, like, we are early enough in the future that space travel is still, like, almost prohibitively expensive. Like, we can do it, but my god, the cost, right? So it will be a situation where, like, in those, like, basically from the moment that the ribbon got cut on Luna 1, it has been slowly deteriorating, and 80 years later, it is not doing amazing. In another 80 years, it will probably be uninhabitable. And good luck getting off of it before that time, because, again, God, are tickets back to Earth expensive,
But if
and
you
it's
just,
also
if you just
Go
work
ahead.
hard enough, you'll make the money.
Hey, maybe. Yeah. And also, you can just sort of, hey, if our tech overlords are to be believed, it'll all work itself out, and we should probably just trust them, and Luna 1 will be fine, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, what do we know?
Yeah. It's also a situation where, like, if you were born on Luna 1, you're not a citizen of any country on Earth, so, like, even if you could afford the
we've got a
trip
bit
back,
of a refugee crisis scenario brewing.
Right, exactly. And we haven't hit that tipping point yet, but anyone looking at this honestly can see that, like, this is gonna go so bad sooner than anyone wants to admit.
You've got some folks back on Earth who are trying to get legislation for prepping for this up, and everyone else is telling them, shut up, it's fine.
Right,
Just let
until they
them
all
go
get,
to the wastelands.
raided by Warlord Supreme from the Wastelands.
That's my
What did you
favorite
say, Maxie?
warlord.
Oh no, I was just saying, just send the refugees to the wastelands. They can join the bandit clans, and everything is solved.
Right,
easy,
exactly.
So that does raise. So we're the company people, right? Like we're fighting.
Yes.
Yeah. Do we in universe? Do we get any sort of benefits for the fact that we are working for the company rather than being outlaws?
You get a generous compensation package, health insurance, a retirement plan. The kind, why aren't you an outlaw today, Mike?
I'm just asking, like, because we talk about how everyone's broke, but it's like, are we also broke? Are we just like middle management broke? Like, what are we talking here?
I think you're kind of middle management broke. You are doing way better than, let's say, like the median income on Luna 1. But when you live on essentially a big moon base, what wealthy looks like is maybe not as glamorous as what we would think of wealthy looking like down here, right?
Gotcha.
I mean, something I've been thinking about for my character, she has very specifically been promoted to this level when she was not anywhere near it before.
Yeah.
So she's going to be like, oh, fuck, I can finally eat, like, an apple. Like, I can eat anything but white rice and nutrition supplement.
Yeah,
right,
it's
ration bars.
It's
Yeah,
less so that we
that's
have
the thing.
access
It's like
to
it's
luxury, and more that we have less struggle to get basics.
yeah.
Right.
Because that is the thing. Like that's mostly just what I'm asking. Because like it's important to establish what like the average person's life in the setting is, but also we are playing like career assassins. So like.
Well, and so the way we're going to position you guys is that, yes, you work for the corporation Eidolon, which at this point basically owns Luna 1. There are maybe some other corporate interests here, but Eidolon definitely has like the controlling stake, It is a tech company. It was probably deeply involved in the original development of Luna 1, and, it was sort of built up by one shitty techno-robber baron, and at this point is run by his son, who's an even shittier techno-robber baron, who's kind of just, like, not even being a gross, autocratic cyber dictator. He's just kind of pissing away all of his dad's money on, like, stupid pet projects.
Yeah, the bad scenario is when the guy who has all the power and runs everything wants to control everything. The worst scenario is when the guy who has all the power and money just doesn't give a shit about anything.
Right, like, the original guy, it'd be like, well, at least he understands the basic idea that we gotta keep people in clean water or else they will, like, riot,
Yeah,
This guy's
Mussolini
like,
keeps the trains running on timeline.
Right. Like, not good, but, there he understands there is a certain level of misery that people will tolerate and a certain level that they won't. Whereas this is very much like, oh, that's really none of my concern. I'm more of a thinker. I'm more of an ideas guy. I'm trying to, Earth's kind of cooked, Luna 1's kind of cooked, but what if we could look outward towards the stars? Long-termism.
They went in with the approach of, like, the first guy came in and said, like, oh, well, the masses just need bread and circuses. And the new guy came in and said, do they really need the bread, though?
Yeah, totally. Very much inspired by, like, this. Have y'all read about, like, long-termism?
Yeah.
That dumbass thing?
No.
The thing that's been sweeping Silicon Valley.
It is the idea that the destiny of the human race is for there to be trillions of us out among the stars, colonizing Alpha Centauri and whatnot. And the way to evaluate the morality of what we do today is, well, how does it benefit that future galactic civilization? And stuff like, say, welfare for the poor, I don't see how that gets us into space. So I don't really think that's as good a thing as it sounds.
They took the classic, like, communal notion of we need to strive today to make the world better for our future, or for the people who come after us, and found a way to make that we need to ruin the world today for theoretical people in the future.
Well, listen,
100%.
It makes perfect sense if you just, one, accept the premises of a very specific type of utilitarianism, and two, assume you know the future.
Well, Maxie, Roko's basilisk dictates that we have to...
Oh my god.
Maxie, it's less assuming you know the future and more thinking that you can dictate the future by the things we do today.
God, Roko's basilisk, I love that r/atheism just invented God again.
It's just Pascal's wager, but stupid.
A little teaser for the future. I've got a whole, episode cold open bad guy speech about Roko's basilisk locked and loaded.
Oh god. All right. Speaking of this podcast that we're theoretically here to record, we should probably get started on making these characters, right?
Yeah. Just making sure we've got the groundwork laid. Trying to think if there's any other important deals. Oh, right. So just to position you guys and sort of get this set up a little bit. Yeah, you work for Eidolon. You are mainly tech workers, but, we've sort of have some preliminary character ideas for most of you. You're kind of from all departments of the company. They are about to launch their new product, Undertow, which is like a very advanced AR system that lets you interface with other users and other pieces of technology, basically anything with a Wi-Fi connection in sort of this AR environment, as though you could perhaps dredge the Undertow. And because this is like the CEO's like big pet project, it's this huge undertaking. It is about to go into its first public beta, and just people from all over the company are getting kind of drafted into working QA/moderation/whatever else they tell you to do on this. And because this is, Eidolon bullshit, moderating Undertow as opposed to just hitting a ban button is going to involve summoning Eidolons, which are sort of your admin level avatars in this virtual space. So one thing to keep in mind, and I know some of you have ideas already and we can kind of finesse them, make sure they work well. I think I've touched on this before in our Discord, but Eidolons work a little differently this season because they are a purely technological thing. So their powers need to have at least some tenuous explanation for why they work on a technological basis. The example I've been using is that, in previous seasons, if you summon an Eidolon and punch a guy, he gets punched. In this season, if you summon an Eidolon and punch a guy, what you're actually doing is hacking his neural implants to trigger the neurons in his brain that tell him he's been punched. And in a lot of ways, the upshot's the exact same, but just want to keep that framing in mind as we go through here. So I think we should probably just go in the descending order, starting with who has the most prep work done and going towards who has the least prep work done. That makes the most sense to me.
Gee, however could we know who those are?
Yeah, Lexi, I think you pretty much have a fully fleshed out character that you've been sitting on for years, right?
Oh, totally. I've been thinking about this since, before we started this podcast.
Yeah. Maxie, we might not get to you today. I know you don't really have much. We can always do a pickup recording with you and me in private later.
I got free time, so, whatever
Yeah.
works.
You really need to work in the space and figure out, what the vibe is.
Maxie, I'm a little disappointed that when I said, hey, you should have at least a basic idea of a character, last week you said, fuck you, I do what I want, I won't think about this at all.
I definitely did not write a 5-page document that I've talked about multiple times starting 18 months ago.
Now, in fairness, Luke, fuck you, I do what I want is Maxie's catchphrase. It's why she's the favorite character of the podcast.
Right, what actually happened was I said, hey, don't lock in too many details too early, we should be collaborating on this, and you said, fuck you, I do what I want.
So true.
I think about stuff a lot, you know? And sometimes I think about stuff related to the stuff I think about. And
I really try.
Couldn't be me. I'm not a thinker.
Was trying to prevent situations like 2 years ago when I gently tried to suggest to both Fabby and Lexi, hey, you guys accidentally came up with the same character name. Maybe one of you could change. You both told me to eat shit and die.
Yeah, that was verbatim what we said, yeah.
That is a key element of the podcast, Luke.
I came up with KC before I came up with the name K and C before I came up with anything else.
Yeah, I pretty much the same. I
I
started with the idea that her initials and her name were the same thing and moved from there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The Sunshine Band.
Well, at least thank God we're not going to have that issue this time. See, my character's going to be named Anna. Oh, wait.
Maxie, why don't you tell me about your character?
Sure. So I'm going to be playing the Sealed Evil, which means I sort of have two characters.
True.
The Thrall is going to be Lavender Spadeheart. She is a first-generation immigrant from Earth. She was born and raised in the Holy Dominion of northwestern Iowa, as ruled by the Blessed Heptarch and established in the name of the everlasting honor of Martin Luther Galukpa and the eternal and recurrent Christ. Long story short, she was able to sign up for an advanced engineering boot camp offered by the Eidolon Corporation. It was either just straight up a scam or had very unrealistic expectations because they're only looking for the cream of the crop, obviously. So basically, she ends up at the moon in a dead-end job for a couple years. And then she finds out that there's this position opening up related to the testing of Undertow. And it is essentially to serve as a vessel for the Sealed Evil in addition to the standard duties.
Yeah, we sort of talked about you've been involved in this project in a different capacity beforehand that has led to you getting... Your Sealed Evil creature is like... basically a virus that was like almost a side effect of this development process.
Yeah.
Or, the other page and a half of backstory you've given me that we're not getting into today because it's spoilers? You've written spoilers for a campaign we haven't started yet.
Yeah, listen. If it comes up, it'll come up. Hell yes, Fabby, you got me! If anybody has me, I know Fabby has me.
It's you and me, babe, till the end.
Anyway.
Shaking my damn head.
The rest of us are just along for the ride.
We're just hanging
I
out.
appreciate that.
Anyway, yes, the Sealed Evil herself. I've listed her as a sapient, hostile, autonomously distributed Eidolon, or Shade. Her name's Flip.exe. She was causing trouble for the Eidolon Corporation, fucking around with its systems for a little bit, but she got captured, and basically they couldn't figure out how to get rid of her, so they're just like, maybe if we seal her in somebody who's, like, really loyal to the company and not likely to cause trouble, she'll fucking chill.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not going to get too deep into the characterization, but basically, she's a shithead, she doesn't want to be here, and she hates everybody around her. And that will obviously change to some extent. Character development is key, but that's the starting point where we're at.
Okay.
For the Eidolon, I'm going with reverse ideology. By paying tribute, my thrall can access my unlimited power to draw equipment from others' fears, desires, and insecurities.
Okay.
The way I'm picturing this working from like the technological angle is that Lavender isn't necessarily like literally losing an arm, but it goes dead. It is numb and she cannot use it normally. I'm picturing it kind of appearing as like a wireframe within Undertow.
Okay.
And then, to jack into Undertow, you obviously have to establish a neural connection. And if Flip is nearby enough, she can just draw on that neural connection to see what's bouncing around your subconscious.
Okay, so when you say draw equipment from other fears, desires, like I understand you're saying are you considering an arm a fear, desire, or insecurity?
No, let me think. So give me a fear, desire, or insecurity, Luke.
Heights.
let's say that I create kind of like a hook and chain situation, the iconic MOBA weapon. I'm just gonna lift your ass. Or maybe I I get rid of an arm and replace it with just a big old spear, and I'm not even trying to like stab you with it so much as just like grab you by the shirt collar and hoist you up and then slam you down.
I see. And we're saying, again, the way I was talking about, like, that is the visual information you're sending to their brain through cybernetics. Where, like, in the real world, they're just standing there, but they don't feel that.
It's full dive VR. They got the haptic feedback and shit.
Yeah, totally. Okay, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, you even without the full haptic feedback, like if somebody's plugged into a VR headset and you give them a well-rendered illusion of them falling, they're probably going to get vertigo.
Totally. Okay, then your resonant card looks like you've got the Lover's question mark.
Yeah, I think it looks like everybody else is locked in, so yeah, I'm just going to lock in for the Lovers as resonant and the Hermit as dissonant.
Okay. Let's see, you've got 1 POW, 1 Ellie, 3 Glam, 2 Gen, 2 Biz.
Yep.
Just going to go through your starting moves for anyone who doesn't subscribe at the $3 tier and hasn't heard these design sessions where we've talked about these playbooks. You've got Pound of Flesh. Anytime your thrall uses your Eidolon power, you must describe which part of their body they are banishing to the undertow, which, okay, that's what you were describing before.
Yes.
To be fed but to your sealed evil and sacrifice. If you're using your power to make a move, take +1 forward on the draw. The GM will determine whether this sacrifice advances your damage track and may demand a larger sacrifice for larger applications of your power. Then you have Human After All. At the beginning of each debrief, every piece of your thrall's body... Why did the whole spreadsheet just jump on me?
Oh, sorry. I put freezes on the first row and columns so we can scroll.
Oh, that's what... Got it. That makes sense.
Oh, you're so smart.
At the beginning of each debrief, every piece of your thrall's body eaten by your sealed evil is returned, but a spiritual imprint was left behind. Describe an emotion or connection of your thrall that your sealed evil now shares. The more body parts consumed, the more powerful the emotion. And then ocean floor cartography. Your sealed evil is buried so deep in the undertow that it can see its darkest crevices more clearly than most. Once per session, when you dredge the undertow, you may ignore the polarity and forecast of the cards you play, and use the polarity and forecast of the Hierophant instead. You may not use this move if you play your dissonant card. And then, what is the advanced move you're taking, Maxie?
I'm taking Information Network. Your sealed evil can psychically reach out through the undertow to contact other shades and phantoms. Once per downtime, you may describe an undertow entity that your sealed evil knows and how they know them. Then you may draw Glam to ask them one question. Again, not getting into too much detail here, but this ties into the stuff on the backstory sheet I sent you that I'm not talking about this time.
Sure, the only other thing I'm seeing we need to do for you is, at creation, you are supposed to choose the playbook and Eidolon power your thrall would have if they awaken to their own Eidolon apart from the sealed evil.
Yeah, I'm thinking that if Lavender were to awaken her own Eidolon, which management thinks she is incapable of. They have done aptitude tests and stuff. They're like, okay, this girl has no potential, which makes her all the better vessel for this other fucking freak.
Right.
If she were to unlock her own Eidolon, it would be a mutant Eidolon named Big Shot, which can transform her body by just making a bunch of guns grow out of it.
Okay, sure.
I'd like to put an objection. The Billy Joel music was season 1.
I am, of course, referring to the iconic Deltarune Chapter 2 track, Big Shot.
Of course.
A remix of Now's Your Chance to BA, I believe.
So go ahead and, just for the sake of keeping everything official here, give that to me in the format of the mutant power, which is my Eidolon can transform my body by blank, which empowers me to blank.
My Eidolon can transform my body by making firearms grow out of it, which empowers me to commit murder.
Among other things, yes.
Guns grow out
but
of
that's
it,
the big one.
Which empowers me to commit murder. And something we were talking about with Iris, who is playing the mutant, going with the technological thing. In Iris's case, her character, who I guess I shouldn't spoil next episode because we're recording these out of order, so I won't say her character's name, was like experimented on, and we said, well, I think you've probably got enough cyber junk all throughout your body that it makes sense you could morph it. Maybe that's true of Lavender. Maybe it's not. We can sort of cross that bridge when we get to it.
I'm going to say it's potentially true of any of us because of all the microplastics.
Yes. 100%.
So true.
If you get more than 50% microplastics in your body, you do just become a transformer.
Yeah, I think it is between A, the fact that it is like 200 years in the future, B, we're kind of going for a broader, more like satirical kind of tone, and C, the world is fucked in a lot of ways. I think you can totally justify basically saying you have most kinds of, I'm not going to say all kinds, because I know not to give you people that much fucking rope, but most kinds of, like, cybernetics, mutations, genetic modifications, that kind of thing, you know? I think, like, getting some kind of, like, cosmetic gene mod is, like, basically always possible, but it's, like, really expensive. Like, the way that, like, you know, buying a brand new, like, sports car would be expensive.
Right, yeah, it's a thing where if you say you've done this, it's plausible, but you're going to have to come up with a way you were able to accomplish it kind of situation.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Okay, all right, but you're definitely in debt to someone terrible.
Right, this is all foreshadowing Molly's character.
What do you mean?
Unless you didn't go with that thing we talked about.
No, I did.
Okay, good.
Because it's way too funny not to, sorry.
Yeah, totally. Alright, I think we are set on Maxie for the time being. We'll come back to do ties after we've covered everyone else. Fabby, you are the next one on this list.
Okay, so Transformers.
Uh-huh.
I am playing Anna. Her designation is Alpha, or Model Alpha. And she is a maid with the Maid Corporation, or just Maid, who is a PMC and security company.
Mm-hmm.
I am playing the Zealot.
Yeah, I just changed the spreadsheet. Me and Molly talked last night about changing the Devoted to the Zealot.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's more evil.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah.
With her Eidolon acquiescence that grants her the power to perform the function of any hardware as long as I only use it to serve my masters.
Okay.
So, it's very funny what you were talking, because I definitely was picturing, like, this is very body horror-y, but also silly in the way of, like, yeah, she just, like, moves in a certain way, and her arms open up, and a big wheel mixes the first two front arms, and then the legs get another wheel, and she's a motorcycle now?
Sort of.
Speaking of Transformers, to use the worst analogy, I am imagining, like, the sexy lady Transformer from the second live-action movie.
Yeah, that's not with a maid dress.
Right, you're sort of
right.
blending the line between Stepford Wife and RoboCop.
Yeah. And she is one of 24 maids that the Maid Corporation employs at any given time. The Maid Corporation is a PMC. They're the premier PMC in at least Luna 1, if not otherwhere. I think it's like there are only 24 of them, but to hire one is very, very expensive.
Right, I love Joss Whedon's Dollhouse.
Yeah, they're also treated like idols. There are merch of them. They have fan clubs. They sometimes do autograph signings. And there's always 24 of them, always with the same names.
Okay, yeah. I love that our touchstones so far are Transformers 2 and Joss Whedon's Dollhouse.
What
I
more
have
do you
watched
need?
one of those. I won't tell you which.
That's the entirety of human creative output right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can really express anything as a combination of those two elements in some ratio.
Yes. I don't know how much more to say. I basically have a lot also prepared. Me and Maxie have talked about this a lot. Yeah. I know a lot of things, but also, like, what everyone else would know is, like, that's a maid. What's a maid? She's, like, a soldier / house cleaner / bodyguard / assassin.
/ collectible.
Yeah, I would say, based on everything you just laid out, I think to everyone else on this team, it should be, like, very confusing and fairly alarming that you're being assigned to a QA team.
Yep.
And, like, it makes sense from the higher-ups perspective, given how this is gonna go, but it's like, wait, why? Hold on, we're, like, debugging code. What are you talking about?
I am here to assist you.
For the record, Lavender is going to be too starstruck to care.
We've talked about how Lavender is a fangirl, not of Anna, but of a different one.
Look, it's not like I don't like Anna, but it's like...
Right.
Saying that your favorite maid is Alpha is like saying that your favorite superhero is Speedball, or your favorite saint is Peter, or your favorite sports team is the Okinawa Yankees, you know?
That is very sweet of you.
Listen, she's great. She's just not your Oshi.
Exactly.
Also, most people just call them by the names. The designation is like, you need to be in the weeds. You need to be a fucking fan.
Oh, sure. Okay,
and to call them Alpha and Theta and whatever else.
Yeah, I get you. So then, resonant card, you've got the Chariot, Dissonant the Fool.
Yeah.
That's interesting that Fool is your dissonant, given that you talked about, you know, you can become any hardware. That seems like it would be a resonant Fool. I'm interested.
I was thinking more of the symbolism of, like, Chariot is a tool, and who she is at the end of the day is a fool. So I can't even like that.
Also, to me, it made perfect sense, because she can become everything, but she's not choosing to become anything. Somebody else chooses what she becomes. She herself is nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to be clear. I'm not criticizing. I'm just noting it. That's an interesting tension point here.
She cannot become who she wants to be. That's why I made it very... Like, I'm gonna try my frickin' best to follow the code of the playbook and also the Eidolon power. And, like, she can only do the thing if it's in service to or from an order from someone that she considers her masters.
Right. Okay, yeah. It's less... Your dissonant card in this case is less, I don't identify with this card, and more, I hate how much I identify with this card.
Yeah, it's a restriction on her identity, in a way.
If the person formerly known as Anna ever came up to the surface, the Fool would be the resonant.
I get you. Yeah.
That's really good.
I also really like how the dissonant effect plays into that. Your emotions get the better of you and you act recklessly, because theoretically, from what you've told me, she's not really supposed to show a lot of emotion, certainly not a lot of genuine internal emotion.
Yes.
Well, if we're talking RoboCop, this is like when he sees Boddicker, the bad guy, and like just has a meltdown and like can't fight.
At most, she's supposed to give out the emotion people are expecting her to give out so that they won't be freaked out by her.
Performing emotion. Yeah. Emotion only when it's labor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For her function.
RoboCop's a pretty good movie.
God, it is.
It's pretty good. Pretty good movie. I liked when he teamed up with Sting in that WCW pay-per-view in the 90s.
I like when he fought the Terminator.
Yeah, on the Sega Genesis.
No, in Mortal Kombat 11. Whichever one they were both in.
They reunited after all those years.
Yeah. My favorite thing about RoboCop is because it's from a better time when movies didn't have politics in them.
Actually, my favorite thing about RoboCop is the interview where they talk about the bitches scene.
Yes! It's so good!
Thank you, bitches.
He says bitches leave, and then bitches, obviously you leave.
Do you think the bitches should stay? Oh, it's primo.
So, Fabby, your starting moves, you've got Live by the Blade. When you use your Eidolon for its specific purpose, immediately receive a boon from the following list. You may not repeat a choice until you have received each boon once. Once you've received each boon, this list resets, and the list is take +1 forward, reverse your damage track once, reduce the maturity of one of your ties by 1. Instead of drawing for your next move, apply the forecast of temperance and treat it as if it has positive polarity. The next time you play another party member's resonant card, shuffle it back into the fate deck instead of discarding it. And then you have Die by the Blade. When you use your Eidolon for anything that does not fall under your self-imposed restriction, immediately incur a penalty from the following list. You may not repeat a choice until you have incurred each penalty once. Once you have incurred every penalty, the list resets. Take -1 forward, tick the Phantom Clock, reduce the affinity of one of your ties by 1. Instead of drawing for your next move, apply the Forecast of Judgment, and move your damage track to defeat it and face death.
I'm so happy. And
Yeah.
I'm taking Heavy Heart as my advanced move. Once per session, if I would advance my damage track, I may instead incur a penalty. And
I know in advance that you're gonna end up... You would have only gone to Winded, but you're gonna take the penalty of dying. You're gonna do that to me before the end of this campaign.
So, yeah.
God, I hope so.
This is... God, I've been thinking about this move so much since I saw y'all make it. The thing is, the way I want to play her, I should never or almost never purposely incur a penalty by not doing my function. I want to be very hard, like, doing her function. So, I was like, well, I want to play with the penalties, because why would I not play with, like, a system?
Right.
So I was like, okay, the way she is her body and her health doesn't matter. It matters to do the function she has to do. So she's like sacrificing parts of herself to create the function and therefore incurring the penalties.
Yeah.
I definitely have ideas of what happens when she faces death, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, I also need to figure out how facing death works in this system.
Yep.
I have a basic idea.
Something along the lines of your account getting permabanned.
Right.
You gotta send in an unban request.
I was figuring it's just like, the classic cyberpunk thing of, if you die in the dream, you die for real, but like, your brain gets fried.
I love Gamer.
Oh, sure, but I'm talking more, how do you if you get murdered, how are you able to come back to life?
Right, yeah, the face death. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you have to negotiate with a sysadmin or something.
I think what I have in mind is basically that, like, the last state of your conscious mind is captured as an error report to send in. And then that can be used to kind of reconstruct you.
That's fun.
God.
Yeah.
That fits with most of the ideas I have.
Right. I think that squares us for Anna for the time being.
I believe so.
I'm gonna. It's fine that that's the name of a character we've used in a campaign before. We have a lot of characters. It's fine. It's normal. It's fine.
I can change it. I just need it.
No, it's fine.
So can I just say, in the world? Luke, you put a Christina in Ska.
Huh? Yeah, that was spelled with a K. It was totally different.
It's totally different.
Also,
Shut the fuck up.
we never talk about the pop rock character without saying her full name of Anna Borba.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Now, that's a great argument, frankly.
And also, just call her Alpha if you don't like that.
Her name is not Anna, it's Anna Borba. That's so
You
true.
just need to call her Anna in kayfabe. You can call her Alpha outside.
Thank God for that name generator that just kicked out the name Anna Borba at me.
Fucking perfect is the thing.
It really is.
Also, just because it's a random, her Eidolon Acquiescence is from the game. Oh my god, my brain has turned off. That's not the name of the game.
The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood.
Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. Thank you, Maxie.
I'll mention that in what I'm sure is a real shocker to everybody, Reverse Ideology is a Toho song.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't say it at the top because I knew it really, like, I could trust all of you to not do it. I was gonna say, like, this is Eidolon VGM, you're naming your songs after video game soundtrack names, especially for, like, what I'm doing, I guess more. The way I'm counting it, if it was written for a video game, it counts, so, like,
It If,
like,
for instance, you're using a track from a hit video game, Amplitude 2016, that was written
Right.
specifically for that game, that's fine.
That's fine.
But
like,
despite the fact that it's
Sins
appeared
of the
in
Father
like
from MGS5.
50,
Go ahead.
despite the fact that it's appeared in like 57 video games, you cannot use Rob Zombie's Super Beast.
Exactly. I was gonna say, like, Sins of the Father from MGS5. That's a valid VGM Eidolon name. Kids in America, also from MGS5. No, because that's not from
Well,
MGS5.
I guess I'm going to take Dvorak's Symphony No. 9 off my character sheet.
Yeah, get out of here.
Rip.
Mike, why don't we get into what you got going?
Sure, okay. I am playing Hercule Heavensward. They, them. And I am playing the Collector. Which means I have a collection of other people's Eidolons that I'm stealing. I'm basically the evil wild card.
I think you're actually the collection.
Collection? Oh, is that what we've changed it to?
Yes, it's the collection.
I believe so, yeah.
I believe it's always been the collection.
Okay, I guess
think
I'm
it has always
stupid.
been the collection.
Well then.
You're not, that's not what I said, bitch.
They're hard.
Yeah, but it's what I said. So my Eidolon is Give It All, because I'm Final Fantasy XIV brained. And my resident is the Emperor. My dissonant is the Empress, because my character enjoys destruction and suffering. Imagine, if you will, someone who finds crime funny.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I know it would take a twisted mind to even conceive of such a character, but what if someone was some sort of jokesman for whom the world around them was nothing but laughs when other people suffer and die?
One of the EDM people also pointed to the Joker as a point of inspiration. I wonder if you can guess which one.
I can
that's-
think
that's
of two possibilities.
That's classic Iris behavior right there.
Yeah. I know my girlfriend. She loves the Joker.
Yeah, no, I'm not actually going with the Joker. I just wanted to make that bit.
No, sure,
but
sure.
they are a bastard. They do very much. They are a bit of a sadist. Because I do want to lean into, like, we're playing an evil season. I kind of want to lean into that a little bit.
We're the
Yeah, I would say
side.
you guys are more the banal evil, but there can absolutely be true malice underneath of that, like, veneer of niceness, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As far as aesthetically speaking for the character, I haven't really nailed down a backstory for them necessarily per se. I figure we'll just see what everyone else is doing and kind of hammer that out as we go.
Yeah.
So until further notice, they're mostly a normal person.
Okay.
Except for the way they dress. I want you folks to picture. Okay, so you know Ruby Rod from Fifth Element.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not Ruby Rod, but a member of Ruby Rod's entourage is basically what I'm
yeah.
aiming
Oh,
for
sure.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just slightly less extravagant, but not that much, you know.
Right.
But yeah, so I went with the recommended stats: 1 POW, 2 Ellie, 1 Glam, 2 Gen, 3 Biz. So basically, I have the ability to steal people's Eidolons, and the method of doing that I've settled on is placing my hand upon another person. And I'm basically picturing it like it working. Basically, the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon, where just you get the zoop over his face.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Now I've got your weapon.
Yeah, that kind of shit. And basically, starting moves recollect. I'm going to use an Eidolon power I've collected to make a move. Every time I recollect after the first time, I have to advance my damage track. Now it says every move you make after the first. Is that like... It doesn't really specify per session, per uptime?
Oh, definitely supposed to be per session.
Okay.
Per session, yeah.
So it seems like I need to, like, get hurt to change my power. And when I steal a power, I also take an advanced move from that playbook. Now, is that power, is like the move tied to the power? Do I need to be using that power to use that playbook move?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay,
yes.
and should I also assign specific playbook moves to the stolen powers I'm already starting with?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll need to go back and figure that out, but at least for now, I'm supposed to come up with 2 to 3 powers that my character has stolen in the past. Mm-hmm. And again, because I got the brain rot, I'm going to name them after other Final Fantasy XIV songs. And also, just to really kick the tires on this, my 3 that I've already got are all going to be base game books, just so we can test kind of how compatible they are.
Sure.
So, Hercule has Under the Weight, A Vanguard that obliterates enemies by making them heavier. Fallen Angel, an alchemist that turns any object it touches into a more evil version of that object.
I love that so much.
Thank you. And Locus, a navigator that detects focal points in the area around it.
Ooh, I like that.
As far as the advanced move, I'm taking Mark on You. When you see an Eidolon you wish to add to your collection, you may draw Ellie. When you play a positive card, you mark your target. You may ask the GM at any point where the Eidolon user is, and they will have to answer you honestly. On a neutral card, the target is marked, but you only get vague information about where they are. And I assume on a negative, it just doesn't work. So basically, I can just put a tracker on somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I think that's all my shit.
Yeah, I think that covers you for now. If you want to glance through the playbooks and try to figure out those advanced moves before we wrap up here, if not, we can always hit them, in between.
I'll work on it while other folks are describing their characters.
Yeah. But for now, let's move on to Lexi.
Let's do Molly first.
Okay. Let's move on to Molly.
Hi.
What do you got for me?
So the thing that I was thinking about, since this is 200 years in the future...
I'm reading the pronoun cell on your fucking thing.
Oh, it's so good.
Sorry, go ahead.
The first thing I was thinking about when I was making this character, I knew we were going to be on the corpse side, so I didn't want her to be nice.
Right.
I also was, for names, I wanted something, this game is probably going to be, I don't know about quite a bit sillier than Disca, but I think it would be hard not to at this point.
As we've said, if there are multiple back-to-back episodes where characters discuss their own suicidality this season, we fucked up somewhere.
We fucked up, yeah.
That's not the vibe this time.
No. So, I think where I was coming from is in the future. I think a lot of people who already are, frankly, defined by fandom.
Sure.
So I wanted to take that like 3 steps further.
Right.
My character I'll be playing this season is L.E. Book Talk. She uses, her profile says that her pronouns are she, they, but if you they her, she will hurt you.
I have to ask, because I do anytime someone has initials, does the LE stand for something?
Yeah, it stands for lovers to enemies.
Oh!
That's so fucking good.
My first guess when Molly posted it in the server was lesbian erotica?
Yeah. I mean, also kind of yes.
Kind of yes.
Limited edition book talk.
Mia Fool was like, right, Lisa Elizabeth Book Talk, of course.
No, my friend, no. No, she
I
comes
thought
from...
the Book Talk alone, I thought there was just a little bit of fresh sea salt on top of this, but no, it is just a full spice blend.
No, her comfort book talk is a whole different, like, listen, it's a whole,
Can we just cancel the show and do like a reality show type? Just following that family? I need to know everything.
Oh god, yeah, the new show on HBO, Book Talk.
The Book Talks.
Yeah.
She has the Eidolon Break for Me, from Amplitude 2016. She is a sovereign. Her Eidolon can force anyone to obey the following one-word command, and that command is break.
Okay. Good command.
Yeah. I was really thinking about trying to find a way to switch it to take.
Oh, sure.
Because I was like, you could be like the worst like greed or pride demon in history if you had the word take, but I couldn't find a way to spin it, and also I think break is also very fun.
Yeah. Do you want to describe what LE Book Talk looks like?
Yeah, Ellie Book Talk is she's kind of short. She's got short hair that goes from purple to blue in like a perfect spectrum. When she was 16, her parents got her cat ear gene therapy for her birthday. So she has cat ears.
Just to like paint the picture fully, is this vestigial cat ears, or are your ears cat ears?
No, her ears are cat ears. She does not have human ears.
Okay.
Yeah, they do the whole work, okay?
Oh, they take the coward's
A little
approach.
snip and then some extra ad. Yeah. Top surgery.
Yes.
The top of your body.
The topest surgery.
Yeah.
I've always said it. Top
Like,
surgery
imagine
is the ears,
they
bottom
gotta be like.
surgery is the tail.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
I'm trying to think of them like, positioned where your ear would be, but they got to be pretty fucking big to then like look like how we think of cat ears.
No, they're not where the human ears go. They're where the cat ears would go.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
Yeah, you have to
okay.
do a fair amount of internal work to reroute stuff if you're doing that surgery.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay. I was just imagining the like serval-sized ears proportionally, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, not
right.
quite. I'm not a serval girly.
Okay.
Her resonant card is death, and her dissonant card is justice. Let's see. We go over. So she got 3 POW, 1 Ellie, 2 Glam, 2 Genius, 1 Biz. The starting moves are the Sovereign Command. At the start of each session, hold 1. You may spend this hold to forego drawing when making someone obey your Eidolon's command. And Conquer. When you successfully manipulate someone to act on your behalf, no matter how, hold 1. You may spend 3 Conquer hold to forego drawing Glam, and instead apply the forecast of the High Priestess with positive polarity.
the starting moves to your class are Command and Conquer.
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Correct.
Lovely.
The most VGM.
Yes. And for the 1 advanced move I'm taking, I have Takeover, which is add how can I gain control to your list of investigate questions.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. That's LE Book Talk
And
for
Molly,
you.
That's LE
your
Book Talk.
character is like our team lead, right?
Yes, that's correct. I believe she was recently promoted to take over this team.
Yeah.
Right, Luke?
Yeah, we can say that. I mean, again, we've recorded the EDM character creation already, even though it's coming out second, and Zoe has said something about your character that I assume is true.
Yes, that's correct. I just took her job.
Yeah, like you were her assistant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that stings. Did you,
Yeah.
That's
now,
juicy.
Did you deliberately undermine her, or did you just get lucky?
I think we maybe
Play to find out what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But almost certainly the first. But, I don't want to say for sure.
Well, and I like to, because she was like, Zoe's character was like an executive at Eidolon. So I feel.
Oh, she was an
I feel like
executive? I don't know about that then.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, like, if it's like, great, you got her job. Anyway, we really need all hands on deck on this QA project. You can be the team lead. I mean, that's
That's
a
true.
manager's
She just
goal.
gets- she just gets thrown back.
You took power, but unfortunately, power is relative.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
You took
Yes.
her title, and that's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
You have the title, but
I
you're
got the
not
title,
doing
and then
executive
they,
stuff.
and then they just cut the roll. So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
she's just down in the QA. Yeah, that's good.
With that in mind, I do like the idea that this is your fault and you manipulated this, because then it just blew up in your face.
Yes,
right
and it
away.
blew up in my face. Absolutely, 100%.
That's
You're
really
right.
good.
That is exactly what happened.
So,
I talked about this.
No,
Go
go
ahead. I was gonna say a thing I have said to y'all is that because we are all playing villains, and because this is also going to be a shorter season than we normally do, it's going to be 25 episodes. No, dramatic twist at episode 25, and then a second year of it. We're going for 1 year with this one. And because it's a cyberpunk story, I definitely want to leave open. I'm not saying it's gonna end bad, but I definitely want it on the table from the beginning. This one could end a lot more tragically than other ones. And again, within the like kind of melodramatic or humorous tone we're talking about, right?
my mental sort of touchstone for what the season's going to be is very much It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And
Sure,
the way
sure.
an episode of that show can end will either be everyone in the same place they started, having learned absolutely nothing, or everybody just absolutely devastated by the consequences of their own actions, completely ruined. And I feel like those are the two trajectories for this season as a whole.
Yeah, I think that's
my
true.
thing for the season is I have a condition. I am fine with this season ending very badly for my character, but only if it's funny.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Speaking of which, so I did go back and try and pick moves for the pre-stolen books. For Locust, the Navigator, I want to take Expert Investigation. That lets them add, what does my area of expertise tell me about the situation, to investigation questions.
Mm-hmm.
For Fallen Angel, I'm adding Nothing is Beyond My Reach. That means I don't actually have to touch anything to do evil stuff.
Okay.
For Under the Weight, now, the reason I wanted to get this out of the way on air is I want to ask, so the move I want to take is Force of Personality, which basically lets me alter shit so long as I'm in the undertow, What does being in the undertow mean in this setting?
Read me exactly what Force of Personality does.
Okay, give me a second. All right. I gotta pull it back up. Okay, Force of Personality. Once per session, when you are in the undertow, you can make any one-sentence statement and draw a glam on a positive card. That statement becomes true for as long as you're in the undertow. On a neutral card, it only becomes sort of true as described by the GM.
So I would say the way we're doing it this season, you are sort of... Once Undertow launches in what... If it doesn't happen in episode 1, again, we fucked up. But once that's happened, you are sort of always in both the real world and the undertow a little bit. The undertow is going to be sort of a visualization of the networks around you, right? It's going to be kind of like if you... Imagine if you had, like, Google Glass, to use a very relevant and current metaphor.
If I was
here.
A prick, yes.
Yeah, or imagine you've got, like, an AR headset. To go into the undertow would be to shut off the, like, camera feed and just look at the VR portion of the world you're looking at, right? It's to kind of just fully shift your mind into that space and not
whoa. We're doing
the meat
shifting
space
in
that you
this
normally
series?
inhabit. I don't know what you're doing with that.
It's a TikTok thing. It's extremely stupid.
Okay, well, now you have to explain it because you invoked it.
I mean, it's basically just people saying that if they really, really concentrate, they can send their consciousness to alternate realities and shift into them.
Okay, yes, I would say that is kind of what we're talking about here, but the alternate reality is just the cyber web, you know?
Right, it's...
Okay.
I was thinking of it kind of like the difference of back in the dial-up days, you had to connect to the internet to get access to it, whereas now we all just have it on our phone all the time, and the difference between being online and not is whether you're taking out your phone and unlocking it.
Right. It's almost like you can kind of, by adjusting the mode you're thinking in, you can just sort of slip into, your Second Life session.
So,
right?
so I'd basically be able to... Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I'd have an opportunity to use the move if I took it. So, like, that's pretty...
Yes, you absolutely will.
Okay, I'll lock that in. That is my under the weight.
I would
move.
maybe think of it as, like, for the duration of the time you're in the undertow, I would say for as long as you're logged into this session, sort of.
Yeah. Or, like, you know what? Jacking into the Matrix. That's another very easy one, but it's not as complicated as having to lay down in a chair and getting data spikes put down your spine.
To use the FF14 mode that Mike's in, it's very much for the duration of your time in this instance.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then that all sounds good to me. I think the only other thing we have to do is ties.
We have to get Lexi's character.
We haven't done Lexi.
Oh, right. We skipped Lexi,
Yep.
so we'll reach the end of the list. So
I wanted to establish Molly's character's role firsthand because much as she used to be Zoe's character's assistant, I am her assistant.
I see. Okay.
But whereas whereas Ellie Booktalk as an assistant was very much the schemer trying to, ingratiating herself to power so that she could claim it herself. Mine is more of the Mr. Smithers lackey, happy to serve as long as it's in service to power kind of character.
Great. Okay.
Her name is Marcy Campbell. She is somehow in this lunar colony of madness has clung deeply to the traditional values of old Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, no, very, very normal person amongst the literal lunacy around her sort of style. I want to be kind of the straight man for that.
I like the use of the term lunacy here.
Yeah, no,
Hey?
very, very considered, yes.
Yeah.
Lunacy.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's where the term lunatic comes from, the term lunar, because they thought the moon
that's
made
true,
people
isn't it? Yeah.
act crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that. The initial way you started that made me think like trad wife vibes. I don't know if that's what you meant.
No, not really.
Or...
She's more just a very serious. I mean, my entire pitch for the character is the secretary who thinks being a secretary and having some authority to enforce the rules means she's the most important person in the company. The sort who delights in people getting written up for the smallest of violations and who sends out a bunch of memos about stuff nobody gives a shit about.
Right. Okay.
True evil.
Yes. And
I am now also, though, and this is not related to your character, but I am now the trad wife, but like the trad in question is 2020s.
yeah, there's something
That's
there.
a really good image.
Although, to be fair, the trad wives of the 2020s are very much the trad wives of the 1950s, it turns out.
No, totally.
It's all
But
just
I'm
cycles,
imagining
really.
someone that just like, you know, I just like traditional female roles like eating hot chips and lying.
I think biologically, humanity was designed to get into thruples that dissolve in a firestorm of drama.
You know,
Return
I'm
to
just
avocado
a traditional
toast.
girl. I love to get a Stanley Cup. They're so hard to find now.
Yeah, definitely Uggs and pumpkin spice lattes are her, like, core values.
Right.
Anyway, so she is
Yeah.
the gamer. That's her playbook.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gotta have the gamer on VGM.
And in keeping with her, almost fetish level of delight in the rules, her Eidolon is literally the employee handbook.
Okay.
Her Eidolon forbids anyone, including herself, from violating the employee handbook and punishes offenders by putting them on a work improvement plan.
I like that you have basically made what if Casey Chambers never got better and got worse
It
instead.
is kind of what it became.
And I love her.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, not knocking
Yeah.
it.
So,
it's good to
yeah,
me.
kind of vague, but my idea basically is that everyone we interact with within the QA test or whatever, per the terms of agreement, are treated as, at the very least, contractors with the company. So everyone is bound to at least some of the rules of the employee handbook, and the work improvement plan is going to be. I mean, it's a pretty flexible term, but my thought is just imposing some sort of penalty on them related to the rule she quotes them on as having violated.
Right. Okay.
When
I'm
you
realizing.
sign
Oh, go
for
ahead.
the first time, when you sign up for the first time, you have to do the terms and services, and it makes you an independent contractor.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Lexi. Is your approach to this rulebook going to be making it up as we go, or do you have anything locked in advance? Okay, cool.
Like, I would, common sense. A lot of the bullshit, normal corporate shit. But I'll play it by ear. Whatever seems like it would be the funniest or most interesting choice in the moment.
That, of course,
and you'll probably have to roll for it at times, so that'd be neat.
I was going to say, that, of course, also means it's Luke's duty to either keep track of what you're saying or also come up with some bullshit to catch you out.
I'm sure Luke would be more than happy to come up with some technicalities to call me on.
Totally. I was going to say, you don't have your stats written in yet. The default stats for the gamer have 1 glam. The way you're describing using this power sounds like it'd be a lot of glam.
Yeah,
draws, though.
I do think I'm going to deviate from the default stats. I also wanted to raise a complaint, which is that glam and gen on the character sheet are reversed from how they are in the playbook write-ups.
Oh, that's so true.
They sure are.
Well, hey, with the magic of Google Sheets, I can fix that complaint immediately.
Thank you.
And destroy everyone's stats?
No,
I moved the entire rows.
Oh, okay. Listen, I'm not very smart. I was like, no, you can't just change one for the other.
No, I can't. Fabby, that's the power of Google Sheets, available from the fine folks at Google.
I don't understand technology.
You don't have to. Google understands it for you.
Oh, buddy.
Wow, thank you, Google.
We're so
Thanks, Google.
We're in the season.
Hello, Google. Uninstall this podcast.
So my Eidolon's name is Bibliotheca Ex Machina. It's the Latin for library from the machine.
What's that from?
Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
Great
game.
Oh,
I wanted to
game.
pull something from Michiru Yamane because she's probably my favorite video game composer.
Yeah.
And the other one I wanted to use, which was as the main theme from Order of Ecclesia, just didn't quite fit. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like a lot. So yeah, what are we thinking for stats?
Let me look at the default spread here. 2 POW probably makes sense because this seems like a pretty scrapping class in general.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm thinking...
Although it is intra-employee violence against the employee handbook.
Well... It's a good question. Maybe you're right. Maybe it shouldn't be 2 POW.
But on the other hand, we've talked about this, and it has not really come up that much on the podcast, but in theory, what Scrap says is when you dive into the heart of conflict and solve problems through brute force,
True.
It does not literally mean punching and kicking.
Well, and also, if we're in a...
Arguably, wielding a rule book maliciously can be a form of scrapping if you want it to be.
And also, when we are in a virtual reality situation, physical conflict is frequently used as a representation or stand-in for other types of interaction. It is different than throwing hands in real life. Right,
exactly. So I would say it is up to you to define that how you want to.
So I think 2 POW... Let's go 1 Ellie, 2 Gen, or 3 Gen, 2 Glam, 1 Biz.
All right. That works for me.
All right. My starting moves are Hard Knockdown, which is when I snipe with a positive card, I can describe how my attack forces your target to break the Eidolon's rule.
Yeah.
And Stop Feeding, when an ally is punished by your... When an ally is punished by your Eidolon, you may set your affinity with them to 0. For the rest of the scene, take +1 ongoing when revealing your master plan in a way that directly endangers them.
Great.
And for my advanced move, I picked Source Code Extraction. If I play a positive card while dredging the Undertow during combat, the GM must show me what they have written down for the current crash of an enemy of my choosing.
Yes. Obvious thing to say here, we are super early on Worst Self. We got just enough of it going to, enable character creation, so basically every move in here is subject to change. Not that it will, but that it could. And if that happens, like it's happened in the past, especially with advanced moves, you can either keep the adjusted move, or we can let you take a new one for free.
Yeah, if we're coming up with new moves anyway, we may as well have people, take a look at them and decide if they like them better than what they have right now, too.
Yeah, we'll play it.
Might be worth considering, yeah.
True. But yes, I think that covers us for most of this.
Resonant card, the Hierophant, because she loves rules, and Dissonant card, Temperance, because she's not flexible.
Sure, okay. So all we have left to do now is ties. So what we need is 3 ties from everybody. At least one of them needs to be with a fellow party member, and at least one of them needs to be with someone who's not a fellow party member. This question came up in EDM. I would say if you have a tie to an EDM character, that can satisfy the requirement for a tie to a non-party member.
Oh, thank God. It's easy for me then.
Yeah.
That's going to make this difficult.
You don't have to do that. You're just allowed to do that.
Yeah, no, that's the problem, isn't it?
Well, we can build more as we go. This is
That's
just
true.
A starting point.
I think for me, I will hold off on any EDM ties until, if and when they actually become relevant. And I will hold off on ties that I would have to censor until those no longer have to be censored.
I think that's fine. I noticed you've also split your ties so that Flip and Lavender have a different bit of text for each person, which I like that a lot, actually. We might even want to, Molly, write down that that's how ties work with the Sealed Evil.
I'm thinking probably I'll still only be, tracking them a single number, because otherwise it would get weird.
Exactly, yeah.
Advancing them at the same time. But I'm planning to include both opinions. So, Luke, I'm going to ask, do you think it would make sense, even if she presumably hasn't spent much time around him for obvious class and organizational reasons, if one of these NPC ties is with Horace Babylon, the head of the Eidolon Corporation?
Yeah, you can have a parasocial tie. I can allow that.
Fantastic. In that case, I think Lavender's tie with Horace is... I'm trying to think of exactly how to phrase it, because he's basically her rightful liege, as it were.
Just the screenshot of the guy diving in front of the gun from The Simpsons.
My life belongs to Horus Babylon, sure.
Jesus Christ.
And I think Flips is, I want to kill that fucking bastard at any cost.
Great.
I want to kill that motherfucker, Horus Babylon, at any cost. And these will all be starting at 1-1, correct?
Correct.
Alright, I'm just filling that in. I'm torn on whether to have a tie with Marcy or Ellie. Certainly Ellie, being the manager, would have a slightly more direct impact, but also I think it might be interesting to explore, Marcy being the Earth head and Lavender's from there, and she's like, yeah, it's all right.
Sure.
Lexi, Molly, do either of you have any thoughts on the matter? I know that y'all will be making your own ties, and they don't have to be bi-directional, but...
I can't imagine that at this point, Ellie and Lavender have interacted very much.
Yeah, it was probably just like a job interview.
Right.
Okay, then yeah, I think I'll go with Marcy and
She's had to talk to Marcy more because Marcy was handling, like, setting up the interviews and shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe something like, it's cool having someone to talk to about Earth.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's cool that Marcy likes hearing about Earth. I'll even say talking about, not hearing about, because hearing about, I think, is a little too presumptuous for Lavender.
It's pretty
She would get
one-sided.
anxious. And then for Flip, Marcy is a brainless cog. And then final tie is with Anna. Lavender's is, it's so exciting to be working with a real maid. And Flip's is, Anna has no reason to live.
Not wrong.
All right. Fabby, what are your ties?
So I have two. Currently I have Lilith Lazarus as my true master. She is the current chairman and CEO of the Maid Corporation.
Okay.
And then I have for Lavender. Lavender fits the Maid superfan profile.
I feel like that might be damning.
And I guess it makes the most sense, at least to start, to get one for Book Talk, since Molly's character is like the manager in this group.
Yeah.
I'm thinking something like, I will follow Book Talk's orders until they go against maid interests or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can write it down. Okay. Until they do not align with the Maid Corporation. Or just Maid. Boom.
Is MAID an acronym? Or is it just all caps? Because all caps are cool. I think
I think it's an acronym. I do not remember what it is.
Okay.
I like the idea. I think
fine.
it should be a backronym. Like, they just called it MAID all caps.
Right.
Because
Oh,
it
no,
looks
it's a
cool, but
backronym.
then somebody came up with a thing for it to stand for
Right.
after the fact.
It's 100% a backronym.
Something, assassin, something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can workshop it
In dress.
offline.
Yeah.
The D is defense,
Or disposal.
infiltration, the assassination, infiltration, and defense.
I was thinking something like more like less obviously, management of assets, something disposal, right? Like it
I
means
think that's
what it
very
means,
obvious
but
in what they are, though.
Yeah,
I
okay.
do really like disposal because it works with the
Disposal's
theme
good.
as well as being a euphemism.
right.
Yeah, disposal is good. Management, assassination, infiltration, and disposal.
That ain't bad. Mike, what kind of ties you got?
Okay, so I've got Book Talk needs to lighten up. Campbell really needs to lighten up. And as far as an NPC, you know what? We're doing cyberpunk stuff. I feel like we need to invent a VTuber. And since we're on the moon, I've decided to make my third tie. Tsukiyomi Mikoto needs me, her most loyal jade rabbit.
Oh! This is a side note, but I have been thinking that one of the few actual industries on the moon is just manufacturing and exporting novelty food products.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
they got genuine moon cakes. They've got Moon Hits Your Eye brand
Moon
frozen
cheese.
pizza, moon cheese.
well, 'cause
obviously,
all the food on the moon has to be manufactured and synthesized anyway, so might as well like go full merch with it, right?
Hostess of the moon.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure the most, like, the biggest industry on the moon is gonna be, like, mining helium-3.
I don't know if there's enough helium-3 to make that work.
Yeah, that was Luke. That was when the colony started. They ran out of that a while ago.
Oh, sure.
Also, that's when the colony was run by somebody competent, and not somebody who's like, you know what people love is the brand of the moon.
Yeah, the top industry on the moon changes like year to year to fit with current tech trends.
Yeah.
Mostly, I'm looking forward to forcing Luke to learn how VTubers work. So,
I've seen
beautiful.
a VTuber. I know I get the basic.
I mean, the
idea.
culture.
I get the basic.
I
I have to hang around you
synthesis
fucking
between
people. You think I don't have any insight into that culture?
The most easy thing to figure out in the world.
I love this idea of Luke being like this crotchety old man who we force to interact with modern, like, culture only on this podcast.
All right, I'm just gonna. Here's my understanding of VTubers.
Fabby, have we forgotten the "you could call me Owl" sequence? Like,
no, I think about that every day.
That is a known song.
Thank you so much, Maxie.
I'm pretty sure my Discord name is a reference to "You Can Call Me Al." Actually, let me look that up real quick. It's like roly-poly bat-faced girl. Yeah, that's from "You Can Call Me Al."
Yeah.
You can call me Al.
Molly.
Anyway, my basic understanding of VTubers is that it's kind of funny women playing video games and queer baiting people. Is that the basic idea?
Mostly, yeah.
Well,
I mean, there's VTubing.
You're not
VTubing.
wrong.
There's a lot of men too. You just don't hear about it from anyone here because it's a bunch of the people you follow don't watch the men.
Of course, right. Anyway, yeah, sure, that works. Lexi, what ties do you have?
Miss Book Talk, she never calls her Ellie, is going to lead this team to greatness.
Okay.
Damn right.
I need another PC tie, and I'm not sure what that one's going to be, but I have my NPC tie knocked out.
Okay, what do you got?
Go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So it's a guy who works at the company that she has a lot of bad run-ins with. He's basically the sysadmin for the internal IT stuff.
Okay.
He is your classic, really smart and good at what he does, but lazy as hell and really full of himself. He knows every line of his contract and has spent most of his time at the company automating everything he does. So he does jack shit at work every day, and you cannot call him on a violation because he's got his shit down. His name is Jeff R. Linux Master Race.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
And yes, that's R/, not R.
Oh God! I appreciate that you gave your character like a normal ass name.
Yeah, listen, I'm willing to play in the space. I just want to create a character who is like a counterbalance to it.
Of course.
Right.
And it is One day Jeff will be let go by my hand.
Jesus.
One day, Jeff r/Linux Master Race will be let go by my hand.
Yes.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'm creating the persona of Jeff r/Linux Master Race.
Yeah,
in my
no, I
mind
feel
right
like
now.
that name alone kind of gives you everything you need to know about what I was picturing.
Yeah,
anyone has ever said.
I feel like Jeff would have strong opinions on Hercule calling themselves Tsukiyomi's most loyal Jade Rabbit.
Oh, I feel like they may have crossed paths unwittingly on the internet at some point.
No, Jeff isn't loyal to Tsukiyomi Makoto because he feels that she should be loyal to him as a fan.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
of
You're
course.
so
Oh
right.
boy. Yeah. Anyway, what I was going to say, Lexi, is no one has made a tie to Hercule yet.
Okay, yeah, I'll make one to Hercule. Let's see. What do I think about Hercule? I'm going to say that Hercule has great potential if he gets over himself.
Them.
If they get over
Themselves, sorry.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Listen, I think Mr. Satan. What can I say?
I did it to myself by picking that name a bit, but
This is
yeah.
a
No,
beautiful
I'll
new
get it.
world where this is a beautiful new world where it's mixed Satan.
Yeah. Some would say.
Oh, God
everyone-
damn it! They
Okay,
did it.
someone
They
one
made
time,
Dragon Ball woke.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Some would say anyone with mix prefix is Satan.
Hercule's great potential if they get over themselves.
Yep.
Is that what it was? Okay. And then Molly, what are LE book talks? Ties.
Number one, first and foremost, Genevieve got exactly what she deserves.
Get her.
Beautiful.
Genevieve being Zoe's character, who we'll get introduced to
Yes,
next
we'll get
week.
into next week. Yes. Marcy knows better than to cross me.
Oh.
And then, Fabby, would it be more dismissive to call it Anna or Alpha?
Alpha.
Okay, so definitely,
And also, like, it was like, oh, well, she's a product,
yes.
not a person.
Right. So I think my last one is going to be, I don't understand why Alpha is assigned to my group or something like that, or assigned to my team.
Okay.
Alpha has no reason to be here.
Yes, there we go. That's pretty much it. Alpha has no reason to be here.
Like, and I can imagine in all official paperwork it says Alpha, like in her requisition or
Now,
whatever.
Right.
important
Yeah.
question, Fabby. Is it written out as Alpha, or is it just the Greek symbol for Alpha?
It depends.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. Well, I think we've got ourselves a gang of fucking assholes.
Boy, dude.
Yeah.
We got ourselves
I
some
don't
real
know,
bastards.
I don't think
I think my character is perfectly pleasant.
I just realized I don't think I ever described what Lavender or Flip look like. Should I just save that for the first episode since,
You can toss a description in here.
Lay it in.
Yeah, so Lavender, I'm thinking she generally keeps her hair in a ponytail. She is a bit on the heavy side. She's definitely sensitive about that, but tries never to talk about it at all because she is just kind of generally afraid of talking about herself because what if somebody doesn't want to hear it?
Right.
I'm thinking that for the most part, we haven't really talked about fashion in the year 2222. I know we talked about that in the server previously.
Yeah, I think the only thing I had really said is that probably because you live in a geodesic dome on the moon, probably just as a matter of safety, your bottom layer is always going to be some kind of like skin-tight spacesuit type deal, because you never know when that thing's going to have a breach.
So what I'm thinking is essentially, on top of that, she is wearing, she used to wear, business casual, maybe on the side of light formal clothes. But since becoming the vessel for Project Shadowbind, she has taken to wearing a striped tracksuit.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking that Flip's sort of natural form is kind of like it's kind of like the Death Star in that it's a sphere kind of divided into two hemispheres via like a divot or a gap in the middle.
Almost like a peach shape.
Yeah, and then there's just...
Or like a butt.
I would really prefer the Death Star analogy, because it's cooler, but sure. And there's just, like, shadows emerging from that.
I guess the Death Star is kind of like a sideways butt, isn't it?
And it shoots out a laser. Yeah, and it shoots out a laser that destroys planets.
Right.
As far as like aesthetics and fashion, I mentioned Ruby Rod earlier. Like, I do kind of picture the Fifth Element, because in my mind, that's like the Platonic ideal of like, it's the future, but also it's kind of shitty because we just have a McDonald's. Like, there's just a scene where they go to a drive-thru.
It's the future, but also it's stupid and bad instead of any of the good things about the future.
Exactly.
I do quite like the clothing from the Fifth Element as a touch point. That's the main pull. You've got your shiny jumpsuits and snappy business suits and stuff, but also sometimes you'll see a guy who's just wearing like suspenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think I was joking at some point that because, again, you're gonna want your spacesuit on at basically all times. It's really created sort of like a reversion to like Victorian era, like. Any skin at all is a little bit perverse to show off.
Oh yeah,
no, you don't really see that anywhere but in private.
It is gloves time, baby. It's the era of gloves.
Oh God, you saw someone's bicep? That's a lot to process.
My character fits right home here, then.
Oh yeah, no, petticoats for days.
Right.
One, gloves, French maid outfit, the whole thing.
Yeah. Imagining like frilly like petticoats or like underdresses that then like through some kind of memory fabric, like when it's battle time, they like the lower layers like lock in to be more like armor.
God, yeah. I want my character to have like a cane and a top hat.
Absolutely.
Fuck it.
That's the. Is it a cyber top hat in
absolutely.
any way, or is it just a
absolutely.
full-on...
And there's and like the top of the walking stick has like this weird gizmo on the top. What does it do? I don't know. We'll play to find out.
Right. All right. Well, if no one has anything else, I think we are ready to now sit on these characters for another month before we actually start recording the season.
Yep.
I'll live. I'll just...
The listeners at home get to hear it in just 2 weeks. We're recording this about a month.
I get to stand around my apartment practicing the voice that I'm planning to do.
Oh, I've been doing that.
Yeah.
I'm also really excited for the day that this episode goes live so I can get on Tumblr, look at the post I made a year and a half ago about concocting the poorest little meow meow in my basement or whatever. And just reblog that pic of Lavender/Flip that Rexy drew and been like, hey, by the way, I hope everybody's excited for Eidolon VGM.
God.
I've been making fun of everyone for coming up with stuff way in advance, but I have been practicing an accent for a bit character that I want to appear in a future season too, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've also been making fun of everyone for coming up with stuff in advance, and yet I keep sending Molly ideas for the game we make after Eidolon.
Luke, I told everybody that before we started this podcast.
We all have our brain worms.
Yes.
A chessboard, Molly, see?
No, we already killed the chessboard. We have to end this podcast. We'll be here forever.
Molly, I don't know if I can quote the foreword that you wrote to our book.
No, don't you fucking dare do it.
You hope that I can always convince you that I'm right, because I usually am.
I know.
I have an original Innistrad draft to go do, so bye.
All right, let's get out of here. We'll see you later, everybody.
Yeah, I'm hanging up.
Bye.